All right, this is gonna be a long one, but you're going to hang around for it. Promise you. Promise, promise, promise. If you like fan casting, I loved fan casting. Like in Wizard Comics, they used to do their own fan casting, maybe giving a little bit of a story. And then District Entertainment, I believe, or Entertainment District, I believe it was called. They had a thing of like, try to make a movie like this and like this. And I remember saying on it, I would make Superior Foes would be my pick, but then to make it logical how they wanted it, I would have to do my other pick, which I'll make a video of that one. This was just big. It's huge. This is if they gave me all kinds of money and I got to pick out everybody and we got all these actors and it just works. So Superior Foes, if you know in the comics, they are a group of misfit villains that aren't the greatest. It's kind of a comedy. Bullseye. Boomerang's the leader normally. I changed it up to make it the Shocker because he's more well known. And I also want him to be kind of tough, not be the joke. I want Boomerang to be more the joke. So I'm going to get a tougher guy to play him, someone that has to make the deals for them. And yeah, the rest I kind of cast, the way I cast them. And we're going to go through that. So I got a little bit of storyline. Had to have Grammarly help me a lot. We're going to get off OBS and go over here. So Superior Foes of New York is what I called it because someone already took Superior Foes on this website. It's called My Cast. It's pretty cool. So this is I need a good villain. Their story deals with mainly a lot of Spider-Man villains. So I was trying to stay away from that. Really trying to stay away from the Spider-Man villains. And there's a lot of Marvel characters that cross over. So I'm like, what can I do to make them do a heist, but make it bigger, I don't know. So I was thinking, Arcade is a mercenary from X-Men. They're never going to use him. What if this dude threw something and these guys are going to be in it? And it's like mercenaries. Then I was like, well, what if they're already a team that work together, but they decide to go rob the money first, and if they screw up and they get stuck in this competition, this murder world competition, and they try to watch each other's back, but then sometimes you feel like you can, and all kinds of weird stuff happens. So I'll read what I wrote. Every year, hundreds disappear without a trace. The rumors are dismissed as conspiracy theories. Urban legends whispers across the dark corners of the internet. The truth is far worse. Again, this had me help writing it. Hidden from the world, a deadly spectacle known as Murder World has operated in secret for decades. Its creator, the sadistic, the endlessly wealthy criminal mastermind Arcade, broadcasts brutal tournament to select audience willing to pay for blood and entertainment. So if you know Murder World, it's in the X-Men comics. He has traps and stuff, and they made him evolve like in the more present times. It's not as corny as it used to be. It used to be very toy driven and stuff like that, and the other one's very board game like atmosphere. But anyways, this year Arcade raises the stakes. 200 criminals. I don't know if I do 200 because you have to fill in all those roles. Maybe a lot of background people. I maybe do 100. Not sure. Criminals, mercenaries, celebrities, and notorious figures are lured into Murder World with the promise of 100 million prize. Only one can leave alive. So I'm like, cool. This is gonna be like Hunger Games. It's gonna be like Squid Games. Kind of like the Warriors, because the Warriors are hunted by everybody, but I don't know. It's not. They're not hunted by everyone. That'd be a good sequel than being hunted by everyone. Like, couldn't make it like this. So among the contestants are an unlikely crew of small supervillains, Boomerang, Shocker, Beetle, Overdrive, and Speed Demon, who arrive with a plan to steal the prize money before the game begins. But when their heist goes wrong, they find themselves trapped inside Arcade's deadly playground. So they're screwed. They had a plan. It all goes wrong. The tournament starts in Murder World. They're there. They're now contestants. I don't know logistics of how they get signed up or whatever, but it happens, all right? Force them to navigate through lethal traps, shifting alliances, and a battlefield where betrayal is often more dangerous than weapons. The group abandons dreams of fortune and focuses on a simple goal: survival. In this game where trust is death sentence and every contestant has something to hide, the question is who will win. It is who will still be alive when the camera stops rolling. They helped me with that ending because I would never write something like that. So this was like the teaser poster I wanted to do. Like if first was getting talked about, the heights and stuff I didn't really figure out yet. So I think they're close. I think Overdrive would have been taller, and I think Speed Demon will be a lot more taller than that. But again, I made him red on purpose because I want him to get confused with a certain other speedster, and everyone keeps thinking that, hey, aren't you? And it kind of gets to him. But yeah, we're going to go with the cast now. So we got the cast all lined up here. I'm going to go through them. This is our top gang. So I really would rather do it like this, but I think you guys want to see the pictures better and up close. So, and I got little notes on them so we could kind of go through it real quick. Boomerang, I was thinking about him first as the leader, then I just didn't like it. I liked him more as a bonehead. Glenn Howerton from Always Sunny, he's great. Says after a baseball career collapsed, he was recruited by a criminal organization, trained as an assassin. How he works as a wisecracking mercenary armed with deadly trick boomerangs. I just think him throwing boomerangs would be hilarious. He could be in the leading team. I think it'd be really good to see him around the whole time. A lot of these villains are goofy D-list. They're not going to be. Some will be around a lot. Some will get killed within like 5 minutes on the scene. Some will appear in the middle. Like, it's just a lot. Whatever. Like, if this was ever something people made, they would decide. But this is how I see it. Then Beetle, when I know Beetle deals with her father. After inheriting her dad's criminal empire, she upgraded the Beetle armor to herself. She operates as a high-tech armored criminal. I believe she had a different ethnicity. And when I saw pictures, she reminded me of Hispanic. And I love Gina Rodriguez. I think she's great. I think she's beautiful. I think she's a great actress. She does funny work all the time. And I can see her playing like the mom of the group, like these guys need to be in line a lot. Then Overdrive, again, I thought he was black the whole time. When I looked him up, I swear they made him Caucasian, but then I think sometimes he was black. I wanted to go black. Let's have some diversity. I did. Someone lower, Jared Carmichael, he had the Carmichael Show that I really liked a lot. And he played a good part, and I forgot what Transformers it was, but he played it well. So this guy's kind of like, I'm the guy stuck in the middle of this, but I'll deal with it because I need money. He's the driver, basically. So that's what he's there for. Yeah, and I'd like to have like a guy that's not super popular and a funny guy, comedian, and that also, has done big movies before. So I think it would work. I didn't want to get like a typical, like Kevin Hart or something like that. I want something different. Shocker. This is the big thing. It's a shocker. I put Jason Statham. This is really weird. This is very Fast and the Furious move. I wanted Shocker not to be this guy, the embarrassment guy. I wanted to be the one in Spider-Man, stole his identity, took his jacket, whatever. This one's down the dumps. He got his identity stolen. He tried to come up again, create a crew, make money, but he's very on the bottom barrel. He has to get these dummies to work with him. He has no one else to work with anymore. He's burning out. He doesn't have gauntlets anymore. I made it where he just actually shocks people like a shocker. How? The logistics, I don't know. He's just going to shoot shocking. I don't know. They'd figure that out. But I do a lot of AI slop with the pictures and stuff. Don't be mad at me. I'm not going to make money off it. I'm just doing it for fun because I had really a lot of fun doing this. So when you see him, he will be shooting lightning when he does shoot lightning. And again, please don't get mad that I use AI. I'm not trying to make money off it or anything like that. I just was having fun creating this comic in my head, this comic movie in my head. And we got Speed Demon. Speed Demon is really just a chemist transformed by a dangerous experiment. He became a criminal with superhuman speed. I wanted him young, kind of dumb, arrogant, kind of like their Flash in a way, I guess. I like Dave Franco. I think he does really well in these roles. He's in a bazillion roles where he's this dumb, young, immature kid. So I kind of want him to have that role. And again, with the suit, I want him to look more redder. Because it'd be funny if he kept getting confused as someone else. And he just hates it. Then we start just going through random people. This guy is actually the water wizard. And he's called Aqueduct in this one. What does he do? Did I skip over him? I must have. I must have skipped over him. I don't know. I just know he deals with water. I just wanted to put Ben Schwartz as something. If I could change things, I probably would put him in somewhere bigger. But if he's like kind of like Hydro Man, I didn't want to use Hydro Man. It's too big of a name. But if the water wizard, he did change Adequate. I can see them changing his look and making him work. But again, water as a power is kind of goofy, but it can work. Hydro Man's made it pretty deadly. But I just want Ben Schwartz to be in there. Then we have 8-Ball, really dumb character. And his background is funny. A disgraced gambler who embraced Billard's themed criminal identity. He fights using explosives and trick pool balls. All right. So this guy, Kevin Corrigan, he is hilarious. He's in a lot of movies just as a random guy, but he's so good. He's like an Italian dude. He has a big scene in Superbad, but he's in a lot of things. He's always a guy, like he's in the movie True Romance, which is forever ago. He's not really a funny guy in that, but he used to be, I think it's Grounded for Life. He was really good in. I just think he'd be great as, maybe they'd show his face and have a big ball around it, like Spaceballs in a way. I hate things popping up when I do stuff. That's what happens when you do this live and don't worry about editing. But yeah, I just love it. Italian dude as 8-Ball. A dumb villain, but great entertainment. Cat Burglar is like nothing. He's like nothing. He's literally a career criminal who built his reputation through impossible robberies, specializes in stealth and high-profile stakes. I mean, that's it. I don't see him sticking around long. That's why for that, I'd want like a simpler comedian that doesn't do too much acting. He does act, but not enough presence to. You get some good one-liners out, but not need to hang around and really act as far as the story goes. I think he'd be perfect to fit for a quick little job. And again, we're getting a lot of these humorous people in it, so this will draw people in to being like, oh, this movie is going to be kind of funny. And I do think they would probably want to add some real good mercenaries, some threats. I do have a couple people that are threats in this, but you can't pick Bullseye. You can't pick even Razor Fist because he was in Shang-Chi. Long time ago, I was trying to write like a Deadpool Bullseye team up. I was a kid, dude, and I was like picking out mercenaries, and it's rough. They use a lot of them now. So yeah, it's going to be kind of tough to pick these roles, and I want to really D-list characters. So we'll see. I got to get more of my tea, though, because I'm getting parched from talking so much. Hopefully you guys are all still here and hearing out all my things, because this was really long and it was really fun. Next role. The Clown. Frank the Clown. Frank the Clown, he's just a failed circus entertainer who turned his talents towards crime. He uses deadly pranks and tricks against his enemies. It's really stupid, but I've seen him pop up here and there. Really dumb character. I did a good AI with Bill Burr as him. I think you could kind of see Bill Burr in it, but I just like his asshole demeanor. And playing the clown would just be great. I would like him to hang around a lot in the movie. I think he'd be a good presence to carry the movie a little bit more. Seeing him go through traps, fighting against other people. Using his explosives and all that, I think would work. The Vamp. I wanted a woman at least. I got a couple in here. I liked her in Deadpool. I don't think she did much after that. She was just a vampire chick. I thought I could use a master con artist who learned to manipulate others for personal gain. She uses charm, deception, and theft to get what she wants. I don't want this video to be so long. I feel like I'm reading fast. So I went with Mikey Madison, who plays she's been getting really popular lately. She had that Nola, I believe, or something like that. But she's so crazy in the Scream reboot they did. Oh my god. And I think she'd be good. I think I got some good AI pictures. Don't get mad at me. Her as the vamp, matching clothes and everything. I liked it a lot. The AI takes a lot of work when you don't have like a real program for it. It sucks. It's just playing around. Throwing things at them, see if they'll take it. Throwing it at them, see if they'll take it. Move it around, see if they'll take it. They won't take it, maybe if I do this. And it's just a lot of work. So people that do AI, you suck to get money off it, but it must be a lot of work. Unless you have a program, I guess. Still win. This is to get people outside of the crowd to come in. I would put Rihanna in it because of the fact of she could look really cool in it, and people that are not into superhero movies, maybe just in music and stuff, they might want to check this out. And she's been in other movies before. Battleship, horrible. But that kind of lines up with the character. Not a great character. Still Win is a mercenary enhanced through cybernetic experimentation. She fights with razor sharp mechanical weapons. I can see her looking really good, decked out, really good. Having pleasing to the eye. Would I keep her there long? Probably not. She would be in the middle of a fight scene, like in the middle of the movie, show up and start fighting someone and probably lose and die in the middle of that one. But I think her being her name attached to it would be good. A smart move for a studio to do, especially that it's not like a real serious movie. We're like, oh my god, you're putting Rihanna as Spider-Man, you're putting her in the superior foes. So it's fine. Everyone could crap on it because it's going to be all the people that get crapped on. Full Killer. Full Killer is actually a pretty popular killer, funny enough. He's crazy. He's got his own comic run a few times. I know he's appeared in like a lot of 90s books, I want to say. Just random books. He's a religious extremist consumed with twisted sense of justice. He hunts and punishes those who consider fools. Weird. But his look, his vibe, I'm like Will Arnett, dude. Totally could hear it. Will Arnett does such good jobs in everything he does. And remember, we're going to go to a lot of comedic people that I think could carry movies. Like, I would keep him as a big part of the movie. A threat in the movie, of the competition. So I just... Again, I love Will Arnett, and I think a lot of these guys I'm picking are because they're my personal favorite, like funny people, or I just want to see him play a small part, or they could carry a lot of the movie, and I think he would be one of those. Next role. Eel. The Eel was supposed to be really cool, but I didn't know how to do it with him. I like how he looks, so I would maybe change this. I don't know. I couldn't think of many people. I was like, who could take somewhat serious but drop some lines? I thought maybe Steve Zahn. And the Eel's just... lifelong thief who relied on technology to avoid capture. He uses electric weapons and escape gadgets. I mean, I don't know. I think you could replace this. I like Steve Zahn, but I don't know because I want him maybe to be one of the more bigger threats because he looks cool. He's considered D-list. A lot of these people go to that bar with no name, I believe, where Punisher got them all go there for Stiltman's death, his funeral, and then Punisher blew it all up. A lot of these people died. So a lot of the D-list people died. The Hood resurrected a lot of them in Secret Invasion storyline. That was a really cool story. Or it happened after Civil War. I can't remember. But yeah, so I think a lot of these guys died and they got brought back. I can't remember. But the Eel, I think, looks cool and it could be a good presence. But the AI did of him, he doesn't look that cool. He looks like how a D-list Eel would be. So maybe he wouldn't be used that way. The unicorn. The unicorn was used in the new Spider-Man cartoon, the Deep Disney Plus. They made it a girl, and she shoots lasers out of the top of her head. And I thought, why not make the lamest freaking person be John Hamm, the best-looking guy ever, and really good in comedic things. Really freaking good. Again, I'm not making it like we have a budget, so I'm doing everything that I think would be great and what would get people to be like, oh, that's a cool idea. And even if Unicorn appears for a little bit, but I think I'd keep John Hamm around a little bit. I would make him obsessed with Beetle, and I have an AI of that too. Wanting her. Human Fly, I swear, looked different, and I think even says a stunt performer who adapted his inventions for criminal use. He uses wall crawling technology and commits crimes. I swear he got mutated somehow. And I'm like, if I go with the mutated version, I need someone that looks good in makeup. And if you've ever seen the skit with Old Greg, it is hilarious. Google it right now if you're watching this. Google Old Greg. This guy plays him. It's hilarious. His Noel Fielding. With makeup and stuff, I would work, but I want him to just make his own voice for this guy. And again, not too much in the movie, but just a good person to have in there and make people laugh. Old Greg is literally like a 2-minute, 3-minute bit, like a skit, and it's so freaking funny. I could just see him bringing a weird character of this to life, and I would just really appreciate it. Next role. The Hijacker, I just needed someone that would probably hang around. He's not really that cool, but someone that's just doesn't have much history, so we could just play around with him much as we wanted. Transportation company owner who becomes involved in organized crime, specializes in stealing weaponized vehicles. We could change that. Just have him as a lower end henchman that kind of hangs around with one of the other guys, maybe. I did Jay Brussel because he could seem like a guy that's trying to get confidence, but is still in the lower totem pole. Maybe he did own a business and he lost it. I don't know. I like his vibe. A lot of these guys all cross. All these guys cross and work with each other. Every actor works with each other, I swear. Yeah, I just think having a lower guy that doesn't really matter what we use with him for, and base it more around the actor using him, I think that's a good idea. I like that a lot. Birdman. I swear Birdman was made by the Animan, but I guess I'm wrong because it says a Muhammad enforcer who adopted experimental flight technology. He uses mechanical wings for his aerial combat. I made him in this more robot than that, but I wanted Aziz to just voice him. You'd only see Aziz, but him voicing him like basically as a robot, and I wanted him to hang around a lot until like the final battle at the end. But just being annoying and oh no, just I would love it. Melter's oldie but goodie, old character. He just melts things. He invented things to melt. Engineered a revolutionary melting device, basically. I want an older gentleman, but I need someone that I love to death and that could play any role, basically, to bring this character that's dull to life. So I picked Fred Armisen, who I absolutely love. He plays so many good things, but him being a D-list villain, I think it's just perfect. I think he would do a really good job with the role. Yeah, Melter would hang around for a while. He would die eventually, though. The Squid, I was iffy on it because the Squid is more like low-level criminal. He uses gadgets, blah, 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 tentacles. But I did images of a real squid. I was like, maybe we could do that instead. But if I went the human route, like this, I may switch out for the eel. This might be better. Justin Thorax for the eel. And maybe make squid an actual squid. So that might be the way to go, is Justin Thorax take over for the eel, make the eel a little cooler. One of the AIs, don't worry about how bad and dumb he looks, getting beat up. But yeah. So I think making the eel or squid, eel and the squid, I just realized. Making the squid an actual squid creature would be kind of cool. Like a weird monster thing that's there, and we're gonna get another weird monster person, Armadillo, and I was gonna make him more talkative. Like I was thinking Danny Trejo to play him because I believe he's Hispanic, but the way I was working with the AI, it made him just to this monster, and I was like, dude, this is kind of cool. Like there could be a good breakout scene where this dude's just running through hallways, breaking shit down. And so I don't know if I'd have Danny Trejo play him, but he is in the lineup. He's like the last pitcher, but I don't need to go to him because my major villains are at the end. Tumblr, he's pretty weak. Former athlete whose career ended in disappointment. He relies on agility and acrobatic skills. He would be around for a while because he's getting played by Bill Hader. He'd be around through a lot of the story. One of the guys that keeps getting lucky and lives through a lot of stuff. Keeps running into the furious foes. It's freaking Bill Hader, dude. It's Bill Hader. And with that lame of a career, oh man, he just killed it. Kill it. Next role, Discus. Discus is nobody. He throws around disc. I need someone stupid just to play him for maybe 5 minutes and die. I just was like, I'll just do Andy Samberg. He's funny. I like him in a lot of things I watch. He'd be good enough. He doesn't even look like the guy, but the guy's not popular at all. It doesn't matter who you made him. I just want to be a dude that thinks he's cool with disc. Kind of like how Javelin, I guess, was in Suicide Squad, the second one. And just him walking around. I did try to do AI with him. It doesn't look like Andy, though. That's something that sucks. That's a bad thing with AI. Can't try to make money, I guess, off AI if you're doing it wrong. And I don't know how to do it right. So I'm not making money. I'm just doing it to have fun, guys. That's it. But yeah, I just want this guy to be in it for a little bit, like a second, die because he's throwing frisbees. But I want it to be a name. Someone that people are like, oh, he's in it? Only for that much? And again, we're throwing all the money at this. Just imagine that they trust everything in this movie and they're throwing all the money at this. Anger Screamer. Motley Crue, that's what I was thinking of. I was thinking about it earlier. He's really goofy. A rock singer altered by experimental enhancements. His hypnotic screams and influence control minds. I think he would hang around a bit with that power. I picked Rob Corddry, because he looked like him in a little bit in the end of Hot Tub Time Machine when he's Motley Crue. Lead singer of Motley Crue, and he has that kind of hair. I'm like, all he needs is a mustache, and I can get another cool comedic talent in here that I think is a brilliant comedian and actor. So yeah, I would do him and probably keep him around because Rob Corddry could carry a movie, and being this dumb of a character is just hilarious, and his power is just funny as hell. Crazy Man Markham, I swear was the Grizzly. I swear that was the Grizzly. It doesn't say it like part of his power, a brilliant inventor driven insane by his own obsessions. He creates dangerous and unpredictable machinery. I swore this was the Grizzly. But he has a Grizzly-like hair jacket. I swore it's him. I think he's a big redhead dude. Another big redheaded dude. I think he's a lot older now. Michael Cudlitz, from Walking Dead mainly. People know him from. But he's in quite a bit of other things. I just like the vibe. I thought he'd be cool. He looks a little intimidating. He'd be one of the not laughing stocks. I mean, he's not popular, but he would not be looked at like, oh, this guy's a wimp. So we get kind of a few of those in here. Same with this guy, Powder Keg. Powder Keg is like a bomb, basically. An accident involving experimental chemicals transformed his body. He became a living explosive. I wanted a big guy, but not like fat, because I want him just to be wide. And I thought Ethan Suplee, he's lost a lot of weight, but he still got a serious side and comedic. He does, really good. And My Name Is Earl, and we all remember him from Mallrats, but he's just a really big dude. But I think he could bring a presence of this kind of vibe, a bigger dude, just try and make a name for himself. Not really like a bum, not really a loser, kind of just middle, not a tough guy, but just try to make it on his own. Again, these are a lot of throwaway characters that we're just using because Marvel's never going to use them. So it's kind of cool just to get rid of these guys and use them in this kind of a funny idea of Squid Games or Hunger Games going on with all these guys dying or getting killed. Powder Keg, I wouldn't see last too long, but a lot longer than some of the dumber characters that would go real quick. Except for Aziz's Birdman. He's dumb, but he'd be around for a while. Mongoose. Oh man, this guy, he looks different so many times. This is probably the coolest picture I saw of him. I believe he's a black dude, and all he does is created through genetic engineering, ultimate hunter. He tracks and eliminates super prey. I wanted this dude to be over it. They try to use him during the fights to go look for people, like team up with people who smell him out. He's just over it. They make fun of his name being the mongoose. He's tired of it. He's just bored, and just you could feel it. I don't know how long he would last. Probably not too long in the story, but the guy that does so well at being bored is Hannibal Buress. He's so freaking funny. He talks so low key. He's great in everything he does. Eric Andre, Daddy's Home, just everything. He's just so good. And he's in Spider-Man. So it'd be kind of weird because he's in Homecoming as the PE teacher. So that's another way of oh, it's a different character, but they wouldn't really know because he'd have a costume and stuff like that. But it doesn't matter because people could play people in this world of mine. And this is just a cameo. This happens in a in credit because Stiletto, he just throws knives. That's all he does. I mean, that's good for Bullseye and stuff, but he's not, yo, that coolest thing. But he looks just like Conan O'Brien. I love Conan O'Brien to death, and I just want him to have a after end credit scene just chilling. That's it. And I can tell you, he's a professional assassin trained by organized crime. He attacking using razor sharp projectile blades. So he sounds deadly, but just looks goofy. And I got a good AI of him, actually. So don't get mad at me. The Rapier. I wanted this guy to just be goofy. I want to be around for a lot of it because I want people to always think it's funny that he's like the Raper. That's his name. He gets mad that they keep calling him that. This guy is just gold. So much gold. Jolie Triglio. Anything he touches. Wet Hot Summer. You can say Superbad. I Love You Man, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He's just so good. I want him around the movie a lot. And being this character, I did get a decent AI of him. He would be around for quite a bit for the comedy. And I just want to see him be in it for a while. Digger, I needed to have like some kind of supernatural thing. And I didn't know much about the Digger. I know he got killed, I think, in that bomb with Punisher. He is a dead mobster mysteriously returned to life. He commands an undead while pursuing vengeance. I don't know. We could bring zombies into this. That's all I know. And who looks like a zombie? It reminds me of Hocus Pocus. I want Doug Jones to be one of the best looking dudes in makeup. Awesome. I would love it. Again, we have no rules on this. This is like, they're going to get made. This is going to happen. So we have Doug Jones no matter what in this story. And it's great because we have a fucking history making guy that just breaks walls. Xandu is weird. He's not like, it's like the best picture I give him. He's not super well known. He's an ambitious magician who unlocks genuine mystical powers. He seeks ancient artifacts to increase his magical abilities. I need some magic in here. Because all these guys can't just be shooting. There has to be other things going on. This guy would survive for a while. And I love this guy. He's in everything. He appears in Parks and Rec, The League, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, just everything. And he's hilarious in everything he is in. Don't know his last name. Jason Matt Zokas. Don't know his last name. But I was like, everybody, the Indian guy that's not Aziz, that's funny as hell. Like, that's who he is. He's so goddamn funny. And I'd make him stay around for a bit. Because he's magic, so magic would kind of hang around a little bit. People would probably team up with him to try to survive longer. But I wouldn't mind seeing enough of this guy. Like, that's great. I love it. Then we go to Shell Shock. Shell Shock is just like, he's a weapon specialist who built his own armor combat. He usually uses heavy armed machinery. He's goofy. I'd only want him in for a little bit, but I want him to have like a recognizable name, recognizable voice. So I picked Nick Kroll. I think he's funny. It's funny. All these people cross over somehow. Like that dude, I believe, was in The League. He's in The League. It's just crazy. Everybody crosses over somehow. He's with Aziz and I Love You Man. And so was Joe in I Love You Man. It's just crazy. Everyone like, oh my gosh, it's so nuts. So that's what I go. And now we're going to go to the heroes. So there's a group of heroes that are trying to infiltrate it as villains. And they kind of are villains in a way. I'm switching them up. They're going to try to figure out things to either capture, I was say Murder Man, Arcade, and get their names out there. And they want to be known. They want to be recognized and be something. I can't say Avengers probably in the movie, but they want to be a team. They want to be champions. So first thing I did was pick Hobart Brown, which I don't know if it's Hobby Brown's son or if it's just Hobby. Regardless, he could be played by the Puma, Donald Glover. He got comedic chops and acting chops. I had him as the Hornet suit, not Puma. We wouldn't go the Puma route. It's too close to Spider-Man for me. Hornet is part of Spider-Man. It's part of the Slingers, a really dumb thing that happened in the 90s. I did get some decent AIs with him, not looking like him that much in the face, because I changed his face where you could see the guy underneath it, but it doesn't look that much like what's his face, Donald Glover. But you kind of get this vibe. It's more of like a star, but I kind of just want that suit. Like, these guys are trying real hard to be superheroes. Next would be Rocket Racer, but he's just gonna be called Robert Farrell. At this time, he's like way over his prime, way over, like way over. Keep me thirsty. Um, I just wanted like his career should have ended, and he's out of shape, big guy, but he still has hopes and dreams. So I picked Craig Robertson again, like Hot Tub Time Machine. We talked about that already. Robert Cordry. Um, Everybody connects somehow. Everybody, they're all in movies together. Um, yeah, I just think it'd be hilarious. There is great AI of this I got of him looking like a busted rocket racer. I'll say rocket raccoon. He'd be part of the other one, and the leader of the group would be Nathan Fillion, who is in Guardians as some weird guy, but it's my movie. We're throwing him in. He played some weird task force thing in Guardians 3. It doesn't matter. Paladin is pretty well known in the 90s. He's teamed up a lot, I think, like maybe with Spider-Man. I know he's done a lot of things in the 90s. I know Silver Sable was really popular in the 90s, and he was in that, I believe. Paladin is a former soldier and adventurer who chose life as a mercenary. He sells his skills to the highest bidder. I just want to change his life around because I believe he has helped good guys. I did get some decent AI with him because they would play a big part of the story of them trying to fight other villains and get through and figure out how to get to Arcade. This is where it gets interesting. So Arcade's got a side piece, White Rabbit. I like White Rabbit a lot. I want her in it, but I was like, I don't want her as an assassin, but then it's giving me too much of a Joker and Harley vibe. So if this actually went out there, I could see other people involved saying we don't want that vibe. But we never really got a Harley and Joker vibe in anything yet, besides cartoons and movies. The only thing we kind of got are cartoons and comics. Because in the movies, the only thing we got where they're together is that horrible Suicide Squad movie. And he's barely in it and god awful. Thank God we don't see that anymore, that Jared Leto. But other than that, anytime we have a Joker, there's never been a Harley Quinn with him, to my knowledge. The thing we know the most is animated series like Puddin' and stuff. So they might go away from this. I don't know, but I wanted Arcade to have a right-hand man, right-hand woman. And she's just a rich person. Like, it just talks about her a wealthy socialite who rebelled against her privileged life. She becomes obsessed with being a criminal and creating chaos. Perfect. Another Harley Quinn, I guess. I love this chick, Samara Weaving. She's in Killer Babysitter. She's so good in it, and I've seen her in some other things, but she's so good as the killer babysitter. Killer Babysitter. It's not Babysitter Killer. Killer Babysitter. She just would knock it out the park. But this is the money maker right here. This is what I'm doing to bring everyone into the theaters right here. This is what will change everything. Change everything about this movie. Because this guy's face will be shown so much in the promotions, in the trailers. He's Arcade. He's the big villain, okay? And like, what was Arcade do? A child genius who inherited a fortune and funded his darkest fantasies. He traps victims in elaborate, deadly amusement park death games. All right? This is the moneymaker, all right? Let's go to it. Boom. Jim Carrey. There's so many good AIs I have of him as Arcade. It's insane. You're going to look at this, and if you like somewhat of this idea of this Squid Games, Hunger Games type of vibe, and he actually did something in the comics. He did Avengers Arena, where he put them all like on an island, like a lot of these newbie young Avengers, and I forgot, but he was like killing them left and right. It was crazy. I even think X-23 was on it, the island, but somehow a lot of them get off it. But it's just genius for Arcade. Genius. It'd make him huge. Arcade's such a popular character. Just like how we all know Groot, we'd all know Arcade because of Jim Carrey. And Jerry could play him up. It'd be like Riddler, but toned down a little bit. Just brilliant. He'd be like Dr. Robotnik. He only plays Dr. Robotnik right now. That's all he does. But imagine if he got a chance to do this, he'd probably do it. Just a comedy and a superhero movie. Have fun. Not to do seriousness. Dude, this would make our money. Right here. This would make our money. I'm being dead serious, guys. Make our money. So, with that being said, let's go over a few of the pictures. Again, don't get mad. I worry about that, as I want people to get mad about AI things. I know everyone's like, it's ruining the world. Again, I'm not trying to take anyone's jobs. I'm just having fun. So we got Beetle, not Blue Beetle. Beetle in action. This is kind of a vibe I like for her. I'm hoping to look at OBS, because sometimes I'm in the way. No, I'm not in the way with that one. More like Iron Man type, but I kind of go for a simpler look later on. But again, these are hard to do. This just shows her in action. I have Overdrive in action. Very easy to do Overdrive. He rides a bike most of the time. I like his vibe a lot. We won't do arcade yet. We'll go to everyone unmasked. So we got unmasked Beetle. This is total AI, but looks just like Gina Rodriguez. These look like the posters we got like at Comic-Con for the Avengers, the way they're glittered up and stuff, the backgrounds and stuff. So it kind of does seem crazy that you can make things like this. But of course there would be a tagline and stuff like that if this was a poster. But yeah, this is dope. This is her without the or her helmet on, which you would see in the movie sometimes. Then we got Boomerang from Always Sunny. Glenn Howard. Just, this is a decent vibe of him. He'd be like a dick yelling at some kids. His suit does kind of change in between with the different versions it makes. Overdrive, just a dude, kind of looks like Carmichael. Chilling. I had him just chilling out, making some time, waiting it out. Then we got Speed Demon. Immature, talking to the ladies. I did the red, like I said, and do yellow, blue highlights in most of his suits. Sometimes I make him have like a cap on top with the goggles. This one, I guess the cowl isn't on. It's just hanging back, and he's got the goggles down. This was a really really good job for James Franco right here. This is good. All the other ones don't look as much like him, but that one's really good. And then Shocker, just chilling at the end of the night, maybe before it starts. He just wants to get back into it. Got his beer, got his jacket. We know he's Shocker. This is where maybe he hears about it. Maybe this is one of those bars for villains. I just like the vibe. I really like his vibe as making Shocker like a prominent, good villain, like that could be somebody, but we're surrounded by losers, and he's kind of a loser himself because of that. All right, so we got all the unmasked pictures. Let's go to the mystery heroes. So here are our guys. This would be Donald Glover as Hornet, Paladin, and then we have Big Rocket Racer. I think this group looks perfect together. They would be, of course, undercover as their aliases. They're villains, but they're going to try to be heroes. And they want to get to the bottom of it and stop Murder World from going on in arcade. And it gets them in somewhat of a trouble, I would think. Again, this isn't written or anything, but how I picture it. It's maybe at the bar before he learns about it. We have him with 8-Ball. 8-Ball's just really goofy. Like a guy that gambled and turned into this Billard villain. I thought the scene would look really good. I don't know why it's twisted. It's weird. It's AI for you. But yeah, so that's a good shot of Paladin. Then we have Craig Robertson as Rocket Racer. It's not Rocket Raccoon. In the panel room where Arcade is, Murder World is. Looks like he's posing for the picture, but it would be probably a time where they break in and try to switch things off or figure things out. But I love the suit. I love it. I love it so much. It's like he didn't want to outgrow his look and just kept going with it. And it would be so funny, so humorous. That's 3. And then 4 is, yes, Arcade capturing one of our guys at some point, catching Donald Glover as the Hornet. Maybe he gets screwed up trying to be nosy. I don't know. I just think it was a good vibe. Okay, let's look at what next. Aftermath's gonna be the end of the movie. We have a big battle. We'll do stuff. We'll look at the posters real quick. So the posters, we saw the teaser poster. Again, okay. They're not looking the right way I would like them to, but decent size or decent idea. I think the other ones are a little better. Here's number 1. This is when it'd be announced that Arcade's in it. I think this is a cool looking vibe with them looking down and him looking down, or them looking up and him looking down on them. The whole slogan again, they're not heroes, they're just really good at being bad. You'd probably want to add more Murder World type shit behind them. But Jim Carrey just looks born for this, guys. Oh my god. Like, you saw a little bit of him with the Donald Glover scene, but this, he just looks amazing. I think it's Arcade. Just so good. And then poster 2. Oh, that's not poster 2. We're back to Paladin. Poster 2, I think is an amazing poster. Showing them just trapped in a bubble. I would probably do more like Murder World in it, but they look really good as their people. Boomerang doesn't look like this that much. I get one shot of him looking just like Boomerang, but they look all really good how I wanted them to look. Boomerang just looks different, but I like it. This looks freaking awesome. This is deadly as arcade. This is deadly. This is so sick. This is what people are going to come and see. Jim Carrey as a criminal mastermind serial killer that kills people with games and prizes and stuff. This is what people would get in here for, all right? Like, this is nuts. Just nuts. And the last one is just an action one. I wasn't too happy with it, but it's okay. This is where I kind of figured, like, Shocker's going to be front and center. Boomerang's kind of got that vibe that they have. He looks more like Flash. I even think they gave him a lightning bolt. I didn't like that. They did give him eyes on this. I didn't like that. She's perfect. Shocker's look is perfect. But this is badass. Leaving from Murder World and stuff. I like that. Same thing. They're not heroes. They're just really good at being bad. Yeah, I think this would be a good, like, poster that goes into Walmart eventually and people would buy or something. Not really the promotional posters, but if it ever got popular, people would get this poster later on. Not so much the Jim Carrey ones. Those ones would be huge to people. The teaser. So I guess what we go to now is parts of the tournament. Actually, let's show Arcade and White Rabbit running the tournament. So this is a look. It could be a poster, but I kind of like the idea they're behind screens with all these gadgets and stuff, and it's all happening in this big murder world. This is where they're all stuck in. With Arcade and White Rabbit watching along. Are they together? Are they not? It's going to be one of those things, I think, if you wanted to do it. But I like that idea a lot of them doing it. I did one of them looking through it. This one's really CGI-ish. I didn't like that idea of it because how they look and how this looks all underneath them. I do like the scenery, the crowd running around and all the fire. I love the look. The House of Mirrors, Test Your Luck. I like all that. But just this looks kind of odd. Yeah, they should have been smaller and like farther back, I feel. But still cool. Regardless, it's still pretty cool. I like the idea of them too. And then this one was just like their main reveal. If they ever like got promotions to show them, I think this would be a good way to promote like an Entertainment Weekly or something, like Welcome to Murder World, and we get Arcade and White Rabbit brought to life. They look very much like their counterparts. White Rabbit, we don't have the makeup on it, but I think that's fine. Arcade looks amazing, dead on. Yeah, so that's kind of the introductions to Arcade. So now we'll go to things on the tournament. So at one point it looks like a spiked room. We have Eel, but Eel looks a lot different. If I made Eel just in thorax, I'd have to change him to be a little bit cooler and not get strangled out by Shocker. This would be in some kind of point where they have to fight alone. Mask is yanked off or whatever, and they're stuck in a room. Craziness. I don't know, craziness. This is a great shot. Stuck in a pinball machine. 8-Ball stuck with them. It's just Shocker, 8-Ball, and Beetle. I just think in the movie it'd be awesome for them to have a huge pinball machine. He's done it multiple times in the comics. It would be great visuals. It'd be awesome to see. And it makes Shocker look badass too. This is Digger. Again, he brings out zombies. This is supposed to be Kroll as his, what was he called? Power out? What is it? Shell Shock. And he can summon zombies. So I thought outside of Murder World, if he's out trying to kill people, he'd be bringing zombies. And it didn't do that good of a job with Nick Kroll, but it's whatever. I'd make the unicorn. It's supposed to be John Hamm. Obsessed with Gina Rodriguez's Beetle. And during it, he would just always try to pursue her. I think it'd be hilarious. Especially if we get the thing working right on his head, shooting the laser, trying to fight people off while he's trying to talk to her. I think that'd be just good stuff. Again, doesn't look much like Dave Franco, but I can see him letting himself get caught. He's speedy, but why would he get caught? Because White Rabbit's the one doing it, and I think he would like that. So I thought that'd be kind of a cool scene to see. This is supposed to be Melcher and Discus. They would probably leave early. Melcher might stay around a little bit because it's Fred Armisen, but I thought Robot Babies would be right up his alley. Arcade's alley. I thought great visual. It would look different than this, of course. This looks very AI, of course. I think the scene would be shot way different, but I think it'd just be a cool moment. Paladin would kind of mix up with Shocker eventually at some point, because maybe he tells Shocker what he's doing, what he's trying to do. Shocker just wants to get out and live. They don't even care about the money, and it might be this whole mix-up thing. But it's a lot of who you trust, who you can trust. It's gonna be with all these villains and all these characters, because they're all bad guys. They don't really trust each other, so it's gonna be one of those things where it'd be funny to watch. Because even the superior foes don't know if they can watch each other's back. Sometimes they don't trust each other. And then we have Full Killer. It's supposed to be Will Arnett. Full Killer will hang around a lot through this movie. He'd be one of the main protagonists. He's a brutal killer. I like his look. It works very well. It would be pleasing to the eye on the screen. People would get behind him a lot. He'd be one of the top contenders to be one of the winners. Yeah, I just think it's really good. I like it. Then we have Frank the Clown. This one's way more arty looking. I didn't like that. And they write their own things. Clown don't play. I don't know. This is supposed to be Bill Burr. I think it looks okay, but it toned down with all this dumb shading and all that. This would work. The Clown Cooker 9000. I like that vibe. That's cool. Him walking around. I'd probably keep him around a little bit because I like Bill Burr. But yeah, so it's pretty easy to do a clown. Not too much, makeup and stuff like that. Not too much work to put into it. I think they'd be able to keep this character around. And if Bill Burr playing it, he's been doing a lot of movies lately. I think he would do good, and I think that's a good look for him. And again, sorry for the AI, but I just want to see what these guys would kind of look like. I didn't do everybody. This is what's his name again? Triolago. He's the rapier. I didn't like this shot because it looks like he's like we're taking a picture of him, but this is kind of like with the suit I'd want it to be. Really cheesy. And I have Full Killer behind him, as in like they would have gotten an altercation, but he probably would just suck up to him and hang out with him probably. We're getting close to the end of the tournament pictures. This is what I was talking about, where they made Boomerang really good. It almost looks cartoony, but I loved how I got Armadillo. So if this was like a scene where there's like prisons in arcade, where they trap people and they get out, but then somehow Armadillo gets in and breaks out, because Armadillo is like a mercenary assassin too as well. He's got something like that. He's been a good guy too. This would just be such a cool scene to shoot, like a big chase, almost like Hulk running after Black Widow in Avengers. Just so freaking cool. I don't know. I just thought that was really awesome. And it's really cool how well they made him look like Boomerang. Like, that shows like it kind of work. I'm sure they would change things in the movie. They did leave this Thunderbolt thing on there though, which is kind of weird. That's like totally, they shouldn't allow that. This is Mickey, for her last name, as the vamp. Got the same clothes rocking, got the vampire teeth. This is supposed to be Tumblr, I think Bill Hader's character. But I didn't like how they did this. He's supposed to have like a helmet and stuff, but it couldn't work. It couldn't make it. And this was supposed to be Unicorn back there. He's supposed to be knocked down on the ground. I don't know what happened. But this looks kind of corny, how this looked. It doesn't look natural. But I just wanted her vibe of like a vamp. And I wish I got a better look at Will Hader. And the last one's going to be the vamp. Yeah, I just wanted her to kind of look a little cool in it. I didn't do every character. I didn't do Rihanna as her cyber person, whatever you want to call it. There's probably other people I could have done, but like you do like what's her name? Typhoid Mary. You can't. She's a really good Daredevil villain. I can't put her in this. Like that's for a really good action assassin movie. These are kind of weird characters. But yeah, I think she looks really good. I like her as the vampire. This was really hard to make because they do not like making things with blood, so you got to get around that. I wanted to show her in the House of Mirrors and get rocking those teeth. I like that. Okay, so now it gets to crazier stuff. The final battle. So basically I'd make it where everything kind of hell breaks loose at the end when they're trying to get out of... I guess you can get out, but maybe there'll be trackers on them or something, because Beetle could fly. So they'd be fighting through whoever's left. So I have Beetle just like yanking up. I forgot who this was going to be. They look good. Good graphics. I love the background. It looks really good. It's very overwhelming though. But you could tell they just go blah, 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 whatever when they make it. But I do like you see a lot of people down here. But I'd like it to be a little less because a lot of people should be dead by this point. And I'd like it to be on the outskirts of something like all nothing but dry land out there. But yeah, this where all hell would break loose. Things are catching on fire. They're trying to get out of it, trying to save themselves. Everyone gets a shot like that. Boomerang. This one, he looks more like the beginning. This was I was gonna do with the human fly, but then I changed him more into like a regular looking fly. But I don't think it would work that way. I'd rather him look gross and stuff. But good shot on the bottom where Murder World is while it's catching on fire, fighting off people using the boomerangs. I like that a lot. I like shock therapies underneath it. Dunk or die. Just really cool ideas to go with the Murder World thing. They really killed it when I wrote in Murder World and did all this stuff for arcade. I think we have 2 for Overdrive fighting. Yeah, so this he looks more like Cthulhu, but it's supposed to be like the squid. I didn't know if this would be like him getting there or something like that, the way they shot. I do have them fighting in Murder World, but it looks more, I don't think like a Cthulhu as much. I'll have to look at that picture right now. So I think it might look more, yeah, this one, I don't know, it kind of looks like Cthulhu too. They're supposed to be like a squid. But yeah, I love the look. I love Overdrive's look. It's very simple, but you could tell it's Overdrive. This thing, I don't know. But we needed a creature. We needed some kind of creature. Something besides Armadillo to give a little bit of a weird factor. We needed magic. We needed a monster. We needed a huge brute. You know, we needed all these areas covered. Even though we have a bunch of goofy people, we need to have some, like, a little bit of threats in there. You know, this guy wants money. I don't know. I don't know what's the matter with him. Maybe he has a conscious mind. I don't know. But somehow he's in Murder World and it's burning down at the end and they're fighting for their lives at this point. Well, what happened with Arcade? Would he bail out and leave? Would he fake his death? I don't know. But somehow he's going to be gone. Also, I know if I did this, the movie, he'd be gone because I'd want Jim Carrey for further movies. Maybe blackmail him the next movie because he hates them or something. I don't know. But it wouldn't be Murder World, of course. We'd have to do something different. Maybe they're the hunted in the next one. It's just them hunted. But yeah, that's why on the challenge that Entertainment District did, you couldn't have step on anyone's toes. So if you touch anything that connects to another property, it'd be hard to do. So that's why Boomerang and Shocker would be hard because Shocker they're not using really. Boomerang they're only going to use for like a scene. And I was like, maybe I could pull strings and let that happen. Overdrive's connected Spider-Man, but they're never going to use them. A lot of these characters are not going to be used, so I kind of was like, okay, this will work. In Arcade, they own X-Men now, and they won't ever use Arcade. I don't see that happening. So I thought all this would work, and one of the things was you can't step on toes. It has to be under 250 million. This would be way over. This is Marvel putting hopes and dreams into someone's butt. Like, this is going all out, big time. This is Zombieland mixed with Squid Games mixed with just all hell breaking loose. Suicide Squad kind of. But yeah, so, and what else do they want? It can't have a sequel. It had to be a standalone. So I picked a different one to focus and do all that under that budget, those rules, not stepping on anything. I'll do another one like this. I'm not gonna have a lot of pictures for that one. I'm just gonna tell basically the story. But this one, it'd be like, I'd want a sequel of the Foes. There's no way I'd want just one movie of them done. It just has to keep going. It has to keep going. Final battle, we got Speed Demon. Again, looks like someone we know, but I kind of like that. He still got the blue and yellow in him. This is, his name, the Indian dude that's funny and everything. He's got the magic power. He looks a lot like the character, really a lot like him. When I looked up pictures of him afterwards, I liked him a lot. He's doing a little bit of Agamotto type crap here, doing some Doctor Strange stuff. He's got the rings going around him. I needed someone that has some kind of magic power. Like we needed a monster. We needed these different things, like a tracker. We needed all these different things to happen in Murder World. I just got to figure out a way how they can't leave the limits if I did this movie. I'm not doing it, but there has to be a reason why they can't get out the top parts. And again, I don't want all this out here. Maybe it could be the whole Murder World, but I want there to be outskirts where you go into a desert afterwards, or you get into an off-road mountain area. You have to walk to a road some far away. And him being a speedster, you think he'd be able to get out, but there have to be something holding him back. Some logistic that they use holding him back. And a lot of times I do I like to have him have the little cowl top on with the goggles. Gives me the Speed Demon vibe. I don't know if I would have ever done it with the blue and then with the red and yellow or whatever it is. I think this is kind of a cool idea. Because he's going to get confused so much for Flash, or DC may even want to sue us. I don't know. But I think it's funny that they're always going to think it's him the whole time. And then final battle, Shocker. He kind of finally kills Aziz's robot Birdman. Again, Ron, looks like the movie theater of Murder World, or where you get your tickets, but it looks like an entry right here. Again, I make him just have shocking powers. I don't want to go through the logistics of he has gauntlets and all that. I want him to somehow just have shocking powers. The gauntlets don't matter to him anymore. He doesn't do shockwaves. He literally is like Electro, basically. He's just not as powerful. And this is Birdman getting what he gets. Near the end battle, he makes it through most of the movie during the end battle. And these guys are all going all out fighting. Then we have the aftermath. Everything's over. We're getting to the end of the story. So Aftermath 1, it'd be all hell broken loose. We would see, after everything's done, Murder World would be burnt down. Pretty much the sole survivors would be the 5. I don't know. It'd be cool to see a couple random people, like the Rapier or Rapius, whatever his name is, Rapier, like walking out by himself or something. But I like this vibe a lot. I really do. I think being defeated but still like winning in a way, but you're still gonna be exhausted and you'll have a laugh about it afterwards. And then I think everyone would just be like kind of chilling, like shaken up, kind of like, oh, we did it kind of thing. Again, doesn't look like him that much, doesn't look like her that much, but I want her helmet off, him having his goggles off, his back cowl off. They make him really dirty in one scene when they're all walking away. I don't like how dirty they made him. They're dirty kind of here, but yeah. And I wanted, or the sun's coming up, so like it all takes place in one night. It doesn't really look like Glenn Howard that much, but I do like this a lot. This, I didn't want a bottom part that much. They did have ones where it was cut off, but I didn't want, yeah, it just looks better with it more open. So maybe he had the visor over it and that's what broke or something. I wanted Overdrive to be tall because I know Carmichael is a taller guy, and I wanted it to be good. And during in the battle, I wanted everything of theirs to be broken, shattered, beat up. You'll see his suit changes a lot through the course of the pictures. Again, sun's coming up, broken down, Murder World. And then we will get a shot of them leaving would be cool. And kind of like joking, whatever. I thought of them walking away looking all exhausted and beat. But I was like, that's not how they would be. Like, Boomerang would say something stupid, and the immature one would laugh, and he would put a smirk on his face, and these guys would just smile at it. But it's weird. They put, like, this black goo, brown glitter all over them. And I didn't like it, but I just left it because this was so hard to get done. I wanted the Murder World sign, like, way more broken, and a bigger sign, or even in the background broken. But you see it kind of up here. But I just like the idea of the whole place burning down, ruining Arcade's thing. I should have did an aftermath of the heroes because clearly the heroes would make it out somehow. Maybe they even help him at the end. The heroes help him, or they help the heroes. I should have done an aftermath of them, but I was more focused on getting this done, telling my story, because I knew it was already going to be long. I don't know if people were going to watch it. I just put a lot of time in it. Thought it was fun. I love the characters. I love the story. Then we get end credit scene just because we don't know what's going to happen. They would get shawarma, but it wouldn't be shawarma. It would be just at a diner, and it'd be kind of a nod to Avengers, but they can't afford shawarma. They just are eating burgers, fries, onion rings, milkshakes. They had them covered in all that mud stuff. I didn't like that at all. And it's weird because you have to try to figure out how they did it, and there's no like buttons that say take this off, take that off. It's just weird. I'm using like something very simple, like on my phone. It's nothing crazy. Again, don't get mad at me for AI. I'm just trying to have fun, okay? Like the suits a lot. They all don't resemble too much of what I want them to look like, but that's how it goes. But then we'd have a cameo when they walked in. Oh yeah, you see Conan and ask if he missed out, or like, did I start already or something? Just want him there for that moment, sitting behind a table with his knives and just chilling. That's all I want. Just want Conan O'Brien at that moment. And that's how it would end. They would somehow get out. The heroes would make it out. It'd be glorious. And that is what I'd want to do. I don't got the whole story ran down. I did do it for the other one, but I don't know if I'm even going to read the whole story. Or it's like a summary, cliff notes of the story of the other one I'm going to do that I can actually submit into that category that they had. This one, I just started thinking about superior foes a lot. When I brought it up in one of my other YouTube videos, like, can you make a MCU video or movie with a catch or something with like that? Like there's a catch, or I say something like that. And during that video, That one was like an hour. The first one I did, I'm like, oh my God, I rambled so long. I kept looking up things, stopping and talking to the camera while I'm looking up things because I was trying to see, could this person work? Could that person work? Ghost Rider could technically work, but then this Ghost Rider was used in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as Robbie Reyes. I'd like to do Robbie Reyes, but you can't touch that because it's kind of connected in the MCU world. It's just a bunch of crap that I was jumping around. And Superior Foes, I got really stuck on. Like, God, I would love to do this. I was like, oh my God, like an Ocean's 11, Reservoir Dogs, I first saw it, like these crooks that suck together in a movie. Like, that'd be great. Then I was like, I don't know if you could do it with logistics of Shocker and Boomerang, because they use Boomerang in Spider-Man. I don't know why, but I know he's a villain of Spider-Man, but he's not a huge villain. He's more known as being a Thunderbolt and Superior Foe than more than anything, I feel. Yeah, I just really, really liked the idea. Then once I thought of Arcade as the main villain, getting them stuck in somewhere, and the fact that they didn't volunteer to get stuck there, they were going there to rob them, and they stuck again and got stuck. And the clear head one is basically Shocker, Jason Statham. I just thought it was a good idea, like what these guys get me into again. And it's just character development. Just seems cool. And Jim Carrey as Arcade was still it. I'm sorry. I don't want to toot my own horn here, but if this got made and Jim Carrey was Arcade, you guys cannot tell me he would not steal this movie. He'd make Arcade a well-known person. People wouldn't know who he is when you mentioned his name. Just like 20 years ago, you brought up Groot, no one knew who you're talking about. No one. Doctor Doom 20 years ago, probably some people would know. You know, but there's people like Thanos, probably not 20 years ago or so. Random people wouldn't know. But now people that have invested in the movies and been around, they finally saw Thanos, the whole build-up of Thanos. Now everyone knows who Thanos is. Your grandma knows who Thanos is. I would hope Jim Carrey would bring that light to Arcade, and I would want him to not die or get rid of, because I think he could be a really good villain to return to fight these guys, even if it's not in a sequel, maybe in the third movie, come back and have a whole different plan or whatever. Again, maybe just to hunt them down, because they burnt his Murder World down, and it wouldn't deal with Murder World. It'd be him hiring people like the Warriors to take them down. I don't know, but I think if I did a sequel, it would be something different. I couldn't really copy the comic book, because like it deals with like them trying to steal Silvermane's head, and the head really doesn't exist, and Silvermane's a weird character already, and there's Hammerhead, who's a really big monster in Spider-Man. I believe Tombstone's in it, and he's going to be in Brand New Day. So I was trying to follow all those rules, and I don't even making it myself. I don't want things to cross over, because it would seem too goofy. These things I could get by with in real life, like Shocker. He really wasn't used. I think he died. I don't know. I could just lie and say this guy stole his identity. That's why he's so down on his luck, period. He just has a horrible life and gets stuck with these losers all the time. Boomerang can probably be in like a 20-second shot and be done. And then we could give this guy a whole another story. And Glenn Howard could bring him to life. And he'd be hilarious as him. A guy too cocky for himself that thinks he should be better, but just sucks. And everything bad happens to him. Like the picture of him fighting the kids. I just thought that was great. I think the ultimate battle at the end would be really good with Murder World. I like these side characters. The comedy in it, God, I love this look. The comedy in it, I think, would be great. What works for me a lot is the lights in Shocker. Looks so good. So if you think Superior Foes can work as a movie, let me know. There's a lot of things in here that make it interesting. I don't know. Some of it's too super AI, but I just wanted the vibe to get what I'm thinking in my head. And I wanted to make it with a video and talk about it. Like, this shot's just great. If this was in a movie, got Indiana Jones vibe, but with a pinball. 8-Ball should have white gloves on, though. I don't like he doesn't have white gloves. Beetle looks great. She looks amazing in that scene, or that part. I like this. I like Eel looking a little different, but I'd probably make him more of a badass, I think, and getting choked out by Shocker by someone else. But Spike Room looks cool. I like that. And of course, amazing. Just amazing. Just Jim Carrey's Arcade is just, I'm sorry, guys. Well, let's look at Armadillo again. Dude, look at how vicious he looks. I thought, maybe he's too big. And I was like, you know what? That'd be a good spot in a movie. Just him breaking out of somewhere and just running after him like a big ass monster. I'm like, that would be so freaking cool. I really like her as Vamp. I think she's adorable as Vamp. Just good lighting and stuff.
if they made this, you'd have to do really well. I do see the contrast though. Some of it gives you like a weird orange tint vibe that I wouldn't want to keep the whole time. You might have to make it more grounded. So this looks like what people would do for concept art, and then they would change it a little bit to film like in the actual thing. I love Birdman finally gets taken down, shocked by the shocker. He probably keeps getting away. You get to hear Aziz through most of the movie because he's there. You get to see this guy most of the movie because Magic's going to be there. And these guys, I think, are a cool idea. Not tooting my horn again. I just think it's cool to have villains that are actually want to be heroes, and they're kind of on the inside trying to dismantle and probably help the superior foes get out and dismantle everything. And that's why it gets burnt down, and why this is where he probably learns it from 8-Ball, and why we see him in there. They get to the switch room when Arcade's not in there. And again, one of them gets caught. That may be why they could go in the switch room. Yeah. I just think it's so cool. Just messing around with this stuff, I just thought was awesome. I really did. Just made me want to see this movie. Like Glenn Howard just yelling at some kids when he's mad outside of like not in the battle yet, just before the movie starts, would be great. And this visual's awesome. I would love to see Jason Statham in a shocker jacket, just like down on his luck. What's our next gig gonna be? Then he hears about this murder world thing, but he's like, we're not going to join it. Tells them, we're not going to join it, guys. We're going to steal from it before it starts. And then when they get there, they get stuck. And it gets very bad to the point where all murder world gets burnt down. But they live. They survive as a team. They may have not trusted each other a couple times, but at the end of it, they were there for each other. And the sun rises after the big battle. This is a great shot. Great shot. Yeah. So that was my superhero foes idea. Again, read the comic. Check it out. It's going to be a lot different than this because Arcade is not the villain. But definitely check it out. This was my idea to do a movie. This is why it's going to be big. If it ever got made, and it won't. But this is why. The picture right here is why it would be big. Great actors, great comedians in it, and a great villain. Read up on Arcade, what Arcade does, what he has done. It's crazy to have Arcade as a villain and our little heroes, and then just this epic battle at the end while it's all burning down, trying to fight through people. I think it's just really cool. Really, really cool. I can't take credit for all this. These are just ideas that I put in, but I think it just looks really cool. Of course, a little bit it's over exaggerated, but yeah, I just like the vibes. Like that one's a little too CGI, or not CGI, AI. Like Unicorn does not look like Unicorn there. Tumblr does not look like Bill Hader there, and I'd want him around for a while. Who knows how long Vamp would be, but this looks too much real. This is lawsuits right here if someone was trying to sell this. This looks just like Boomerang, so I don't know if he changed his suits up through it all, or this is when he first breaks out or something. I don't know. But yeah, with Armadillo, and God, the Raper, it's just awesome. This one's too cartoony, I feel. Full Killer looks great. This is a great fight between him and Paladin, I think. It's just really cool. Unicorn looks great right there. I think they even did one with the logo, and I was like, well, that's crazy. They did the logo and stuff. And I could just see him always just trying to get at Beetle, and her just like not having it. Like, this could be either during before it all happens and they're getting ready to leave in there. This was a quick idea because I wanted to do Digger somehow. The zombies can't look really vicious. They won't let you in the program I was using. Nick Kroll doesn't really like Nick Kroll, but I figure he'd be out quick as Shell Shock. Digger I'd keep around to do some weird shenanigans with these little zombies and stuff. But yeah, I think it'd be cool to happen like outside before it starts. This is just a cool idea. I'm sorry. It's not my idea. It's Marvel Comics has done it where they're trapped in a pinball machine. Yeah, and then just some cool fighting and ultimately cool bad guys. So yeah, that's it. Hopefully you watch this. I don't know how long it is. Probably gonna be like an hour or so. You know how I do it? I do it on a whim. No scripts, no editing. I used to do a ton of editing on these. And it just, if no views were coming, I was like, I do these for fun mainly. I'm like, why even do the editing? I like to do this for fun. Just put up what you want to talk about and then take it down and put it on the internet. Who cares? If it gets tons of followers and stuff, yeah, maybe I'll put work into it more, but I just want to talk to people. That's it. I just want to talk and have fun and do things like this. This was really cool. Really fun project I did for a guy that doesn't have much to do, I guess. I do have a lot of things to do. My wife would probably be like, why are you working on this? But I like the creative brain going. And especially with superheroes, I love superheroes. I love comics. Especially, I'm going to do one, I'm not going to talk about it yet, but I'm going to do one strictly on their rules for that podcast. Again, they're called Entertainment District, I believe. Check them out. They had a really cool prompt for an idea of how to make MCU movie. But there was limitations on it. And again, Superior Foes was on mine. And ultimately, I thought with all the $250 million limit, not stepping on toes, not touching things that are involved with other things, you could get around it with a lot of these characters, but there are some that would be in a gray area that would be tougher to get a hold of. Like, I don't know if X-Men property would like to get rid of Arcade, because Arcade may be used someday. I don't think so. Would he work in a comedy like this, or comedy superhero movie kind of action comedy, I guess you would call it? Perfect villain. And if you're making it Jim Carrey, perfect, even better. But yeah, I just like doing these for fun, and hopefully you guys appreciate it and checked it out. Tell me if you like the casting, if you think the castings are goofy, or what other villains you think should be in it. Again, I know these are all kind of crappy looking, but I just wanted ideas I had in my head and see if I could make it come out. The Melter and Discus, just the fact this dude just throws frisbees, he's not going to make it there long. This is like, again, the eyes for Shocker make Shocker look freaking badass, dude. And then Paladin looks bad too. I like him. He looks pretty bad. And I like Full Killer. He would be around. Like I said, he'd be around a lot in the movie. Yeah, I just really like this. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun doing it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it too. Don't get mad at me for using AI. I always feel so guilty, but these were just so cool. Once I started making like images for my ideas I had, I'm like, this is so freaking cool. And I hope I put respect on these guys' names a little bit. You can get to know the Superior Foes a lot, get to know these actors more. Check them out if you heard me talk about them. Check out that podcast that I talked about. You know most of these actors. I mean, Donald Glover, Nathan Fillion, and Craig Robinson. They did decent jobs making them look like it, but I love the fact that Rocket Racer's past his time. I love it. I think that's such a funny thing. They still doing the skateboard thing. I just think it's hilarious, but he's still trying to be a hero. But yeah, that's it. That's Superior Foes coming out. Never. But it'd be amazing. It'd be a cool story. It'd be evolving. Jim Carrey as Arcade, trapping our heroes with the worst, or villains with the worst luck ever, trying to steal money, and then they get stuck while they're trying to steal money from Murder World and locked in Murder World with all the other assassins. That's going to be the story. And Arcade would be nothing more than happy to have them trapped there. And that is our story. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed making all these. It was so much fun. I almost want to do it again with something else. But again, I just feel like, again, there's such a big thing on AI because people use it to make money. People rip off other people's like comics and images. Like, I'm using Jim Carrey's face. Like, that's not really fair, to be honest with you. But I'm just doing it because I respect him, not in a bad way. I respect him as, like, I love him as an actor. I want to see him as Arcade. Will I put this out, like, to make money off of? Never. I would never do that. If this ever got monetized, I would never let this one get monetized because I think it's not fair to use people's likenesses. You could use, like, his picture and say, hey, I want him to play Arcade. But to manipulate it and make him look like Arcade, I'm glad it let me because, oh, my God, is that Arcade. That is Arcade. The bow tie and everything, so good. So good. So good. But yeah, it's just the whole AI thing is just crazy, and it clearly shows the stuff you can do. And I'm not a computer guy, but you clearly could do some fun stuff with it. But yeah, this was super fun. I would like to do another one, but it had to be low key. I would never do like an X-Men movie, a Spider-Man movie, a Hulk movie. It'd have to be these guys, like something grounded. Like the next one I'm gonna do, it's super. It's a character that's known to maybe some comic book people, but most people don't know him. And he would be just like Werewolf by Night special feature, exactly how we would do it as a special feature. It'd be an hour-and-a-half movie. Not 40 minutes like Punisher, but an hour-and-a-half movie or so. I don't know how long Werewolf by Night was, but it would be up the alley of Werewolf by Night. But yeah, and that character I was able to touch on not step on toes and do my own thing and not worry about, oh, I'm doing a Spider-Man or Wolverine. You can't do that usually with most AI things. They won't let you. You could cheat around it, but they won't usually let you because they're such big names and it's just IPs, because they think you're going to go make something, make this a poster and go make money off it. But that's not what we're doing. We just had it for fun and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, I'd like to do this again, but it has to be something I think of that's like low to the bottom. I can't do Agent Venom looking things. It just wouldn't work. But I thought this was a cool story. Again, you could check it out. Again, watch the video. It's on my cast, but I don't have it public. I don't want people to vote and give me suggestions for other actors. I use it as a base just to decide who could play who, and I want them to be next to each other. And I was going to let you guys look at them like that, but I just rather had the big screen where I look down, bring it down to the actor, and explain why the actor and what the character does and where they came from and all that. But again, I'm saying goodbye for like the third time. I just love this. It was so much fun. That's all I can say. It was so much fun. And we're going to shut down OBS. Hour and 15 minutes. Went pretty long. So hopefully people made it through. If you did, I appreciate it so much. Not because this makes me money or anything, just because you went on the journey and had fun with me talking about a Superior Foes movie and how it would work, who would be in it, and how it would look. And Arcade, Jim Carrey as Arcade. Just put that together. Jim Carrey as Arcade. We'll see you guys next time.